What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Travis Hunter. I had meant to do this video probably before I did my other commentary about how he went viral in a wedding video. It looked like she had avoided his kiss when they met up after the initial ceremony. You know, they have the get together, and he walked in to embrace her and kiss her, and she kind of like avoided. And now there's news that they just purchased a $3 million home in Jacksonville, 13 rooms, I think. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. They're a couple, right? But the one thing I feel like is very unusual is that it seems to me that there are a lot of red flags here. The main one was the fact that there was no prenup in this marriage. This is the thing when you have young people getting married. Now, a lot of times people can be so in love that they do stupid things. It seems to me that he's a lot more into her than she is into him. And when you look at where we are in the society as men, you have to protect yourself financially. You have to, because you never know where your career is going to be, and you want to make sure that you protect your assets. But it seems like only men are not allowed to protect their assets. Women getting a prenup before marriage, a good thing. Men getting a prenup before marriage, that's a bad thing. Do you not trust her? You know, I just feel like everybody wants to take advantage of men. Meanwhile, you have women who they will make a lot more than their husbands, but they are advised by everybody to get a prenup, right? You see all these successful women, when they end up getting, before getting married to a guy who makes way less than them, everybody is telling them to get a prenup, especially women. But when it's the man who have all the resources, women are told to not sign a prenup because people want to take advantage of men. They do. And marriage, to me, is a way for people to take advantage of men. Now, when you look at this particular relationship, again, there's so many red flags. And I'm not here to tell people who they should or shouldn't be with. Well, my thing is, you're Travis Hunter, you're 21 years old, maybe 22. You're just coming out of college. You haven't played a down of football yet, and you're already getting married. Now, again, we've seen other athletes get married before going to the NFL, but you don't see the red flags in their relationships. People got to understand something. They had a very public relationship. She's posting everything. But we've seen how downhill this can go. And this can go downhill very fast. It can, if you don't protect yourself. Look at Xavier Worthy. He's the same age as Travis Hunter. He tried to make a housewife out of a hoe, and it didn't work. And initially, she wanted nothing to do with Xavier. He pursued and pursued and pursued, and when she realized, he may go to the NFL, now she wants to get into a relationship and get engaged. But almost immediately in his rookie season, she starts cheating on him. The parallels, I'm not saying that that's what Lenee is doing, but I just feel like men should protect themselves more and should be given better advice instead of having a bunch of people patting you on the back telling you're doing a good thing. You're a professional athlete. You're not just a regular everyday 9-to-5er. Your lifestyle is completely different. You're famous. You're going to have women pursuing you. You're going to have men pursuing your girl. That's how it is, especially when your girl is online posting herself up at games, posting herself up with you, vlogging, posting about everything y'all are doing. Men are going to come after your girl. I believe that's what happened with Xavier Worthy and in other situations. And I think men should be able to look out for Travis Hunter and say, hey, avoid those things. We've seen it. We've seen it over the years. I've seen situations where you have professional athletes who be with a woman for 10 years and then decide to get married to her, and then the whole relationship falls apart after about a year. Why do you have to sign a contract with the state? Because that's basically what you're doing. That's why when I say the state, this is why women want to have divorces in California rather than Georgia or even Florida, because those courts are more sympathetic to women when it comes to divorce. That's why I say that they are signing contracts with the state, because women can try to hop from state to state in order to get the divorce. I believe Shawnee O'Neal did that. Look at what happens with child support. You got Anthony Edwards. his baby mama is, I believe she had the child in Georgia, but she's trying to get child support in California, leaving one of her children in Georgia, moving to California just so she can claim a residency. This is how slick these heifers are. And Travis Hunter's wife comes across as somebody who's very shrewd and understands that. I just think that these young athletes, man, are being told, they have a bunch of yes people around them. They're not giving them real advice. This guy, Travis Hunter, said out of his own mouth that he would drive her to the club and sit in the car. Who does that? Like, seriously, you could have just told her to go drive herself or get an Uber. Like, that is insane. But listen, again, when people are in love, they do stupid things. And when men are in love, they really mess up. And I would just hope that, as time goes on and he matures and he looks at things, and understand that, you have to protect yourself financially, because again, it ain't just about him and his new wife. What about his family, his mother, other family members that he's probably going to be taking care of? Those are people who are going to be looking to him for leadership, probably for guidance. When it comes to home, you want home to be a place where you feel most comfortable. And maybe he feel more comfortable with her, but people change. I've seen it. I've seen how these guys bring their wives and their girlfriends with them to the NFL. And you see how it falls apart. Look at Russell Wilson. He was with, his first wife when he first got drafted. Y'all remember seeing how happy she was sitting next to him when he got drafted? And then years later, she ends up cheating on him with a teammate. That's that. You know what I'm saying? Her eyes hella wide open. And that could always easily happen in these situations if you don't really play it right. But again, you're gonna have people that's gonna say, why do you care? Why are you in their business? Why are you talking about them? That has nothing to do with you. It does, because you see a young black man, you see young black men mess up all the time, because they have no real guidance around them. And when they become professionals, they are really alone. They don't have the same support system they had in college. When you're in the NFL, man, you're going to be treated like a man. You're basically going to be on your own. And when you look at all the red flags, listen, if he wants to marry her, okay, whatever, but at least sign a prenup in order to protect yourself. And he did not do that. He did not sign a prenup to protect himself. And he's going to be very vulnerable and susceptible to getting divorced because he chose quote unquote love over protecting himself and his assets because he felt like that was the right thing to do. Listen, we all tend to want to do the right things, but we have to be smart about it, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that have to go out there and put the work in. We are the ones that when the time comes, we're going to want contract extensions. Because why? Because we want to protect our financial future. We are. So men should always look to protect their assets. Don't allow peer pressure. Don't allow shaming to tell you otherwise. You want to be with her, okay, be with her, but you need to protect yourself financially. And the fact that he didn't do it lets me know the people around him failed him. They failed him. I've seen hella loving couples come and go. What makes people believe that this union is so solid? They don't have a child together, which is a good thing, by the way, probably by her request. Probably by her request. So what makes you think that this is so solid? You have to protect yourself. Don't listen to people who've never had a lot of money, who've never had to protect assets, who don't pay taxes. Don't listen to people who've never had to be in a situation where people were financially dependent on them, whether they be employees, whether they be siblings, even though I feel like you shouldn't have to take care of people who take care of themselves. But sometimes it gets into a situation where you do have to become financially for somebody to come to in the time of need, right? History has told me that if there are red flags in a relationship, it could severely damage that relationship. It can. No relationship is safe. I've seen so many loving couples, you know what I'm saying? They so in love. The next thing you know, they are trying to ruin each other's reputation. I've seen it. I've seen it where it goes from love to hate to vitriol, wanting to get money. And I feel like a lot of people are giving him bad advice. And they're giving him bad advice because they're doing it because they're female identified. You know, people don't say you're male identified. No, they're female identified. They probably grew up with a single mother and they feel like women are wronged, and they feel, you know what I'm saying? And they know that if that marriage doesn't work, she's going to cash out. And they don't care that it could affect him psychologically, because that stuff psychologically affects men. It really does. When you realize you're gonna get a divorce, and if you've been with her a certain amount of time, you're gonna have to give her a certain amount of money. That messes with men's psyche. But that's why you have to be smart and you have to take care of yourself financially. Don't listen to the shamers. Don't listen to other people who don't have a wife who are going to tell you to get married when they don't have one. Or you got men who are married who will give bad advice. You got the women out there that's going to tell you that you don't need a prenup. But I'm telling you right now, if the roles are reversed, they will be telling her to get a prenup. They'll tell her to get a prenup in a second because they care about her well-being. They want her to be financially taken care of. They could care less about you. They care less about you. So I hope you understand this, and that's why I'm making this video, to give people more clarity on why I feel like getting married without a prenup is just bad. And so let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Any thoughts, like the video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care.